Now at the hour being 5:02 on Wednesday, March 11th, I call the Public Safety and Licensing Committee meeting to order. I'd like the clerk to state the roll.
Alder Weidner. Alder Kelly.
Aye.
Alder Pete.
Present.
Alder Pabon.
Here.
Alder Frazier.
And if the clerk's office could read the first item on the agenda, please.
The first item is the approval of the minutes for the February 25th, 2026 meeting.
I have read them and I approve them. Make a motion to approve. Second.
Next item on the agenda, please. Oh. Motion to approve, please.
Motion, I second.
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. I'm on the meeting,
Oh.
so I don't know.
Okay.
Hello.
Alder Frazier.
Hello.
Item 0108-26, communication submitting a new application for a Class A retail fermented malt beverage and intoxicating liquor license for Dominion 14 LLC, doing business as Spa Verdant, located at 512 Main Street, Michael Godfrey, Agent, 1st District.
Any of the committee members wish to get someone to speak on the item?
I will speak on that.
Okay.
So my name is
I do
Michael.
have to swear him in first.
Okay.
If you could raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you. You can put your hand down, and then if you could state your full name.
Sure, Michael Godfrey.
All right.
I will speak on the matter. So my name is Mike Godfrey. I am one of the owners of Spa Verdant, which is also affiliated with Hotel Verdant right next door. We are in the process of constructing a full-service spa next door. What we're asking today is for a liquor license so that when guests can come to the spa, they can have a mimosa or a cocktail while they relax at the spa. That's pretty much it.
Anything from the committee members?
I don't have any questions.
I mean, I would be interested if Alderman Frazier had anything on this, since he is the alder of the district.
So Michael and I have talked extensively about this and other projects and life in general. I can tell you that this is very thought through and very well put together. So if no one has any questions, I'd like to make a motion.
Second.
All right, so I'd like to make a motion to approve or recommend approval to the council.
Second. Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Motion passes. Next item?
Item 0109-26, communication for a new petition to exceed it is the related item, to exceed geographic quota and restrictions for that Class A retail fermented malt beverage and intoxicating liquor license for Dominion 14 LLC, doing business as Spa Verdant, located at 512 Main Street, Michael Godfrey, Agent, 1st District.
Would you like me to speak on this one as well?
You may.
Wonderful. So, yeah, I am asking for, to exceed the limit. We feel like this product downtown is going to add a particular element to help attract more people from out of town. It's a different approach to alcohol sales than a lot of the other places down there. It's just going to be small sample sizes. It's going to be based around wellness and kind of trying to bring in a slightly different aspect to downtown. We feel that the liquor license is going to help us elevate it to that level and necessary for us to do.
Okay, thank you. Any questions from the committee?
I don't have thank you, Madam Chair. I don't have any questions, I have a comment. And that is, I approve of the exceeding geographical quota. Number one, I agree with the comments that you made in terms of marketing, bringing more people to the city. And secondly, you're competing, if there would be a competition, you're competing with yourself anyway.
Probably.
Well, probably a different clientele, but who knows? Could be some of the hotel guests.
Yep.
Thank you.
I would move to approve it.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Next item?
Next item is 0107-26, communication submitting a change of agent application for a Class B retail fermented malt beverage and intoxicating liquor license for the Main Attraction LLC Hotel Verdant, located at 500 Main Street. Michael Godfrey, agent, First District.
While you're here,
I'm
would you
back
like to
again.
speak again?
Yeah, so, my name is Michael Godfrey. I am one of the owners of Hotel Verdant as well. When we were setting up Hotel Verdant, we have the liquor license applied for in one of my staff members' names. They still work for me, but I feel like it is my responsibility as one of the owners to be the one that holds the liquor license, because I'm down at the site quite often. I'm an active member of the community, and I want to take that responsibility on personally.
Thank you. Comments or questions from the committee?
I move to approve.
Any motion?
Second.
Make everyone,
Aye.
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 Thank you.
Next item?
Item 0155-26, communications submitting a new application for a Class B beer and Class C wine license for Meet and Greets Worldwide LLC, doing business as Meet and Greets, located at 614 6th Street, Latricia Crockram, agent, First District. We do have a number of speakers on this item today. This first speaker, I believe, is the agent, or the owner representing Latricia Crockram, 2568 North 35th Street, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, 53210.
Yep, I do need to swear her in. If you could raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Thank you. You can put your hand down, and then if you could state your full name. Thank you.
Go ahead.
Anything you want to say for this?
Oh, yeah.
That's your time. Go ahead.
Oh, well, I'm actually, new to the city here, and, I wanna, trying to open up a hookah lounge, the first hookah lounge here in, Racine, and I don't wanna have, like, hard liquor, just beer and wine, or like, events, pretty much, like sipping paint, you know. I'm trying to bring out the city to get people to come hang out with each other and make new friends, you know what I mean?
And the name of Meet and Greet, we wanted just, because she was originally from Milwaukee, so we kind of want to expand our business to people from outside of the city who are welcome to throw any type of event or come and relax at our establishment. We really just, like she said, we don't want the hard liquor, we just want the safe licensed beer, wine for us. You know, we're surrounded by bars, so in reality, we really don't need the hard liquor license, but we do want to provide some type of service in that realm for our customers. So in the end, we just would like to be approved.
Any questions from the committee members?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Hello, and it's always good for people to want to open new businesses and expand the economy of downtown Racine, bringing more people into Racine. But I do have a few questions. Number one, have you got your license and permits to actually open?
Yes. Yes. We like, the electrician gotta come in Monday for the occupancy, for the approval. Like, is that what you're asking for, about the occupancy?
Well, did you go through city planning and all of these departments?
Yeah, the last thing we waiting for is the electrician just came today and finished the last for the occupancy.
For how many people could be in it. So we have a permit, so like I'm an employee, I'm the top employee there. I have every license that's needed to be in there.
No, I mean from the city, not your personal license.
Oh, okay, I was a little confused, but
I don't understand what you're saying. Is that, you talking about the occupancy license or? the
Okay,
permit?
yeah, that would be one, yes.
Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about.
You have your building permits? I mean, permits from the city? From the city clerk's office?
The only thing I know that we was waiting for was the electrician to come. That was the last, like, they had to do some plumbing work, and the last, like, I went and applied, and I talked to all the people, and the last thing that they had to do was the electricity.
So you haven't gotten a final approval to
Yeah.
occupy the building, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
And you said an electrician is coming tomorrow.
No, they came today.
They came, and
Yeah,
the building, I'm sorry,
Yeah, they come out Monday for like the.
the building inspector's
Yeah,
coming
come
out?
Monday. Yeah, he come Monday.
Okay, how many employees will you have?
This is,
We will be hiring more, but for right now, we are just now opening
Yeah.
it. Like, our goal is to open at least by April 1st, if not April 1st, sometime in the middle of April. By that time, as a head employee, I'm in charge of hiring and firing and looking for, certain employees, and so for that,
Okay, I appreciate that, but
Yeah,
how many employees,
how many employees do
or
you think we will have?
what are your hours? Let's start with your business
All
plan.
right.
How many hours are you gonna be open?
So the hours, in our opinion, we do not want to stay open too late. So when we had a conversation on, I believe that was Wednesday of last week, we talked about how, because we own more than just the lounge, we have a food truck and a party bus, but we don't want to connect all of them together. The lounge, we want to stay open at least. They approved it till 2:30 a.m. We asked for 1 a.m.
Wait a minute, you mean
The lounge.
who approved it?
I spoke when we
You
were
had a
here.
good neighbors meeting?
Yes. We had the good neighbors meeting, and we spoke on the time that we could be open. We only asked to stay open until at least 1 a.m. We don't really want to stay open past 2 a.m. If it's, when we spoke to, I'm not sure what that is, but, he had told us that 2:30, between the hours of, I believe you stated, just by the time, Friday and Saturday, you guys wanted us to be closed by 2:30 a.m. and Sunday, 2 a.m. And throughout the week, we wanted to stay open until 1 a.m. Honestly, we really don't want to stay open in past 2 a.m. Hours of operation is really giving 6 p.m. to 1 a.m., but that's just, it depends on, because we want events, there's things that doesn't need to stay, like, there for that long. Some events won't even, 11 p.m. It just depends. We wanted to open it up as a private event space and also a lounge so that people can feel comfortable, but the lounge thing is more so 1 a.m. for us. We don't need too much traction. Our food truck can't stay open until 1 a.m. So we want that traction to connect. We don't want one thing to be open at 2:30 and then one thing to be open, because we are responsible for everything.
Okay.
So in our hours of operation would be around, to me, 6 p.m. to 1 a.m.
Tell me a little bit about this food truck. I understand that you'd like to have it there on like a permanent basis, correct?
like when hosting events, like the main type of events we're trying to do is like sip and paint, speed dating, game night, just stuff for the city to do, like, it's really nothing.
Okay, I, again, we support and encourage businesses, especially new businesses, the entrepreneurial, spirit. But, we have had issues in the past with food trucks in that location. So I'm very concerned about that. That's why I'm sharing, someone wants you to understand that part of our responsibility is the safety of the community. And we have to make sure that, the community will be safe and new businesses will be good citizens to help us in that role. With that said, do you have any, what type of security do you anticipate, or will you have? And if you're going to, when will you have it in place?
So before April 1st, for sure. I've been into it more as far as looking for the right employees. I've looked for certain bouncers, or what you call it, people who will stand outside of the door. Now, my family, I have many people with a track record of enforcement, law enforcement. My father is a bouncer. So in the end, I was gonna hire only people that are connected and close to us, because in the end, we don't want new people around. Now, the thing about that is the employees that we choose, the people that we choose, everyone is enforced and everyone is told the same thing. They know the vision and they will understand that we are new. We don't want a certain crowd. That is the main thing. So the goal is to keep the certain crowd out. I know the people that I'm hiring by April 1st will be able to keep the certain crowd that we're not looking for out. We don't want no parties. We don't want extremely over excessive loud music. It's not that type of vibe. It's more so literally a lounge. We want people to come in and feel safe, feel relaxed, have fun, do things as far as content creation. So for the employees, it's more so, I have at least 5 to 10 employees lined up. I have all of their numbers, I have all of their information, and they're all licensed.
In terms of technology, cameras, would you have any cameras, security system, things of that nature?
Absolutely, we have it all hooked up now. Everything is inside as currently right now. We kind of got all of that together.
You have the cameras, the security
Yes,
cameras
yes.
specifically.
Yes, we have
Okay.
6 of them.
I have some more questions, but I'd like to reserve until we hear the Good Neighbors report.
Sure. So we had a Good Neighbors report with myself and the other departments on Wednesday, March 4th, 2026. We went over numerous issues with the applicants. My report is a little bit longer than usual. Kind of the headline is city staff is concerned due to the food truck plan and also the lack of experience with the applicant. The food truck plan, we talked about how if they were to have a food truck and put it in front of their business, it would still have to pay the normal meters. It would have to move every 2 hours as every other personal vehicle is required to move. It would not convert the spot in front of their business to their personal spot. They couldn't, go out and tell someone to move if they parked there. If someone else parked there before they got the food truck there, that person can use that spot for the 2 hours. We talked about litter, we talked about loitering, we talked about loudness, that kind of come with food trucks. We also talked about the hours of operation that this committee and council enacted, I believe it was last fall, maybe it was 2 falls ago, about the hours of operation and kind of the requirements that the city has for food trucks. We also talked about the hours of operation for the business. The original application had hours that were outside the scope of the law, so we have had the applicant amend those to be within the law. But that also goes towards kind of a lack of experience that we had saw that, the hours were initially listed as hours that they could not legally operate. Because Friday and Saturday were till 3 a.m., which is past bar close. There was also an amended premises description that was submitted and is attached in your packet. The police department also talked about some of the requirements with cooperation and things like that. There did not seem to be any issues that arose from the police department perspective. The health department and building department, there are still outstanding permits that have not been completed, at least as of that date. I was unable to pull up right now to see if they have been completed since then. They plan to have a very limited food menu involving just pizza and hot dogs and slushies. And the rest of my report speaks for itself. I can answer any questions that have arisen through reading through the report. As they've stated at the committee and they've stated at the Good Neighbors meeting, that the business is not yet open, so if the committee were inclined to grant the license, we would ask that the license both be granted as amended to get those correct hours and correct premises description, and conditionally, because the business is not yet open.
Can we hear from the alder of the district, please?
Absolutely. Alder Frazier, would you like to speak on this?
Yes. However, we said that there are people who wanted to speak to this.
Yes.
Yes, there is.
Can we hear from them first?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Let some of the other speakers speak.
Yeah.
Thank you.
speaker Joe Madison, 1624 Jefferson Street, Racine, Wisconsin, 53403.
Need to be sworn in?
You do not.
Just want to make sure. Hi, my name is Joe Madison. I'm the owner of Pepe's Pub and Grill at 618 6th Street. I'm here to voice my concerns about the business applicant at 614 6th Street Meet and Greets. My main concern is the food truck out front. Parking on this end of 6th Street is very limited and was voiced as a concern by this very committee when I applied many, many years ago. Parking hasn't changed for the better since, and I find it unreasonable to allow a food truck to park mere feet from a tax-paying business, brick-and-mortar business that supports 25 staff members and their families. There needs to be some more restrictions on where food trucks can park in the city anyway, but that's a different story. There should definitely be room in this place for a build-out for a kitchen. I've seen kitchens and bars built out in 30 square feet. We should demand that people actually invest in the building and business for long term instead of allowing them the minimal workaround, food truck in this case, instead of an actual kitchen. The actual kitchen would increase the value of the property and would force the owner's immediate invested. An in-house kitchen would also hold the restaurant to Racine Health Department standards, which are much stricter, cleaner, and healthier than Madison and Milwaukee, according to my 26 years in the food service industry. I'm concerned about the trash, not for the food truck or the food truck or the operator itself will leave it, but that the lazy customers who will eat it and walk away will throw trash further from the truck. I'm also concerned with food truck patrons using my patio because of proximity. People will inevitably leave trash, so we'll have to clean it up. They will also be taking the tables and space away from my paying customers, and my staff will have to be the bad guys when telling them to move. Another issue is the application itself. The owner states prior experience as 1 year bartending at GRC, but also states that she has run 2 similar businesses in the past, 2 in 12 years. What are these businesses? Why are they not included in the experience? What is and what was the outcome of these 2 businesses? Were there any police calls or incidences? If so, what happened and how did the owners deal with it? Another concern is the general concept. Hookah lounge with DJs, event planning, print shop, towing, moving services, serving convenience store food with food truck out front taking up prime parking. I see at least 4 businesses in one, and from my experience, businesses with a lack of conceptual focus and investments are simply here to make a quick buck. They can easily pack up and leave whenever it gets tough, instead of being invested for in the future for the betterment of this community. I'm all for new businesses, specifically restaurants joining us on 6th Street. More restaurants means more people downtown. 6th Street does not need another event space. We have several businesses on 6th Street that already have spaces for events. Blue Rock, Zero, Dragon Pit, Chaos, to name a few. I ask that the committee table this application until the owner can get a clear business plan and concept and build an in-house kitchen that provides for items other than convenience stores, single-serve, and prepackaged foods. Thank you for your time.
Next speaker, Chris Happel, 901 College Avenue, Racine, Wisconsin, 53403.
Do I need to say my name again? No. Please don't take my picture. I'm just gonna add to what Joe was saying. I think 6th Street, we have enough bars. We do need shops. We do need, hours of operation that don't go beyond midnight. I am concerned about the noise. I am concerned about the litter. And I'm just concerned about the lack of focus in the business plan.
Next speaker is Lorna Revere, 310 6th Street, Racine, Wisconsin, 53403.
Please let me in, don't
Thank you. I have a myriad of concerns about, the establishment. I live above my business, at 310 6th Street. There are about 6 apartments, 2 buildings down from me. And there is the Pub on Wisconsin right around the corner from me. 2 doors down, I believe, is a Blue Rock, and then in the next block over, or block and a half, is a Taste of Soul. So I just want to lay out what I experience as a resident of 6th Street, a building owner at 6th Street. There is a noise nuisance that you can't even fathom living on 6th Street by way of all of the bars. I will say that I've had many verbal altercations because I go downstairs and I just let them have it. I can say that Mark, who runs, the Blue Rock, has actually come out and has asked these people, please turn down the radios of your Harley Davidsons because they'll let their Harleys run parked, you know, in a row with all their flashing lights on and the radios and showing off their bikes. Then the boom boom cars or the cars with the woofers, I don't know what you call them. But instead of going in the bar and enjoying themselves, they hang out and then show off their woofers. So my building actually shakes. I've walked over to Pub of Wisconsin from my building on 6th Street and have had verbal altercations with people because of their woofers. That's one thing. Noise, the trash is another thing. You know, there's just too much trash everywhere. There's fighting. Oh my gosh, there's like fighting every weekend. And you know, can I say this 100% for sure? No. Will I say this for about 99.9%? I just see like regular drug deals going on. And it's like, almost like right out in the open. And I just don't know how like all of this is allowed. I like to think of 6th Street as a business district, but I also want to think of it as a neighborhood. We have people that live there. And there is a city ordinance that says that we have a right to a peaceful existence. And that does not happen in the evening times. So I'm not saying that this is gonna happen with their establishment, but I want you to know, and I want to paint the picture of what it's like to be a resident living downtown in between sort of 3 bars. Thanks.
Okay.
I do have a few people on the list that wrote liquor license, and same underneath, but I don't believe it is to this item. I can determine a Smith last name. Are you here to speak on this license?
She's not here.
Okay.
It's a different location.
Is it
It's not liquor.
Someone wrote liquor. Okay, thank you. I just wanted to make sure. I had assumed that was a different item. Then I have one last speaker, Destiny Davidson, 13161 16th Street, Racine, Wisconsin, 53403, part of 413.
So, like I have stated before, I understand everyone's concerns. It's most definitely Pepe's. I understand, well, owner of Pepe's, I just thought you were business, but owner of Pepe's, I understand. Now, me personally, where did he go? Where is he? I personally haven't met you yet. I'm not sure if you talked to my business partner, but I personally haven't. I have a vision for our business. Now, I would not say that it's not planned. I would not say that it's not executed.
Ma'am,
Huh?
I'm sorry, could you direct your comments to the
Oh,
committee?
yes, for sure. I
Thank
just
you.
want him to know too, but I get it, yeah. So I don't want it to be more so looked upon as something that is trying to get a quick buck, because that's not our concern. Our concern is not the money. We own many businesses within our own world and our own lives that bring us money. If anything, I am a trader. I trade. So respectfully, I don't need a quick buck. We are doing this because we are 2 women who are single mothers who do want our children to see us, you know, opening business and stepping our foot into entrepreneurship and stepping into it deeply. Now, I agree on the fact that this is something that is new to us, yes. Are we determined more than anything? Absolutely. One thing for sure Pepe's will not have to do is clean up on their own. That's not our concern. Now, me personally, I didn't care for the truck to be parked in front of his establishment. We didn't need it to. I don't know if that was something that was trying to get pushed by my partner, but me personally, I don't need the truck to be right in front of Pepe's at all. I understand the meters, the fact that we have to relocate. I understood so much about that, so that wasn't even my concern for the food truck to be there. My main concern is for our lounge to be open to the communities. When he spoke upon music, we are trying to get these quietest speakers into our establishment so that we do not interrupt the neighbors upstairs, so that we do not interrupt other businesses around us. There's a yarn store right next to us. We don't want our establishment to be looked upon as something that's just gonna be just as rowdy as Taste of Soul and just as rowdy as Pub on Wisconsin, because like I stated before, we don't want that crowd. so that crowd won't even be allowed in. That is what I respectfully, I was a resident before on Sixth Street. Well, technically, because I stayed between, I stayed on the street of Wisconsin Avenue, but I was still aware of everything that, the one kind lady came up here and said before. I've even been in the situations with other people, as far as the woofers she was explaining and the drug dealings and all of that. That's why we, like, the permits that we are trying to get will have our establishment know this coming in, know that coming in. It's certain things that we have a list on that I'm writing out daily to make sure that we don't have that crowd of people. I don't want, just to say it, hoodlums. I don't want people coming in thinking that they can do whatever. That's why we are creating it as a lounge. It is not a bar. That is one thing that we did not want it to be. We want people to come in and create whatever content they want to create. We have VIP, like a walk-through picture wall that you can take pictures on with your friends. There's, like she said, sip and paint, very calm setting. We don't want people to come in and think, oh yeah, we're spinning on our heads in here, and now they're outside spinning on their heads eating our food. It's more so with the food truck. I kind of understand what he's saying on the, like, pausing our plan until we fully figure it out, because I can say that we don't fully all the way have it figured out, but we have a game plan and we know what we want to do for our community, because Racine does not have a lot of places that can do fun things like what we are trying to do. We're trying to do fun things. We're not trying to do party fun things. We're trying to bring the community together to meet and greet each other. That is the whole point of meet and greets. We want people to come and become friends, meet people and connect. We want bosses to come and be able to throw events in our establishment and connect their people. I have so many lists of women that have many beautiful workshops and all types of different things in the city that they have to offer that does not have anything. That's why we don't want the liquor in our place. We're leaving that to Pepe's and Taste of Soul and everyone else, because we don't want that. Like I've stated before, we genuinely do not want a bunch of drunk people in our establishment or outside of it. We want our establishment to be looked at as a safe and fun place to do whatever content that you want to do. And when I say content, I mean content as in picture taking, video taking. We do have some karaoke nights. We probably will have some karaoke nights where it will be fun nights. Will we be extremely loud? No. I know for a fact we won't, because we are fighting to get every piece of speakers that we have in there that we know will irritate our neighbors out. We literally are looking for the smallest speakers to just have a fun time instead of set a safe, warm vibe. That is my only thing. No way, shape, or form is this a quick buck. No way, shape, or form is this a party-go-lucky. Everyone's outside drunk and stumbling, and now we're dropping food on the floor. That won't be happening. If I have something to say with it, there will be no one out there leaving trash. And if we have a bunch of customers who leave, I will not leave until every piece of trash is picked up. That's my job. As a manager, as a higher employee, I'm making sure, like I said, I have 5 to 10 people that are, like I said, see our vision and know we don't want anything of that nature to affect Pepe's, to affect Mexican Lindos on the corner, Taste of Soul. We don't want anything. If anything, we want to bring more clientele to Pepe's, because we aren't selling liquor. We don't want them to come. We want them to be able to be at Pepe's and, oh, okay, we're having a fun time. And then they come here and then it's pictures, oh, I can go over here and create this. I want to do workshops. I want to do play creations. I want to do way more. Meet and greets is more than what they are thinking it is. I believe they are thinking it is just a bar and a place for people to get drunk and be belligerent, and that's not the case for us. That's why we're creating this, because we have nothing but that on 6th Street at this point. And I rest my case. So that is.
Thank you.
There's one more speaker, James Wesley, 613 6th Street, Racine, 53403.
Thank you. My name's James Wesley. I am a professor of architecture and planning at EWM and the owner of 613 6th Street Round River Studio with my wife. A painting studio on the first floor. We live on the 2nd floor facing 6th. And so our concern really is we want to see businesses, but I love the description of Sixth Street as a neighborhood as well, because it is a residential, there's a lot of people living there. We bought the building in order to be part of the street, to live there. There's been a lot of new businesses, bookstores, yarn store, new Mexican restaurant opening up that give us great hope. But the prospect of 2 a.m. liquor license and food truck together, as and I hear the idea that that's really not the focus, I just want to be sure of that, because when the Zodiac Lounge opened up 2 doors down from us, it was impossible to sleep on the nights that there were live entertainment in the building. When Chaos opened up as an event space, very much offering the same range of things, they didn't stay in business for more than a month. We put a lot of money and our own personal time into trying to help the Six and Chaos owner make that business work, because he did seem like he wanted to keep it quiet and not be late night. And we were brokenhearted when they folded, but especially the idea of the food trucks and the sound of a generator going at night. I know, because we talked to a lot of the neighbors, there's a lot of concern about just that noise and the disruption for people who are living on the street up above the apartment, up above the building. That we're talking about our apartment up above our building. There are multi-story buildings with people living in them all up and down the street. So that's our concern. We want to see city move forward and new businesses form. We're just very concerned about the disruptive kinds of sound, crash, the things that people have been describing.
Thank you.
Public speakers for this item.
Thank you. Any questions or comments from the committee?
I think Alder
Alder
Frazier
Frazier?
wanted to speak.
Yes. So I have not had the opportunity to speak with any of these young ladies about this business venture, so I'm kind of behind the ball, if you would say. I have gotten numerous emails, some, Alder Kelly, you've been on them, of concerns that residents and business owners have had. What I will say is, right now you're not ready to open. April 1st is not looking like a viable option because there's so many questions that I have. And instead of exhausting this item and extending this meeting, I would like to talk to you two beforehand so that I can get behind you. But my attitude is I want to exercise caution because I've seen this before, and if the infrastructure is not in place, I don't want the floor to fall in, and then we have to be the bad guys, and then businesses and residents on 6th Street have to suffer. So if you guys don't have any questions, I would like to make a motion.
Go ahead, Alder Frazier, make a motion.
I would ask that we defer this item until, well, actually, before I make my motion, I have a question for the city attorney's office. So in the packet, I think I read that city development and the health department, have they completed everything that they needed to?
As of March 4th, no. I have tried to pull it up right now. I can't, the program that they use is not what I'm routinely familiar with. I'm unable to find kind of the listing to see if it's been approved, but they did require some more than minor work to get into compliance with health code and building code. So I don't know, but as of a week ago, they were not.
Sam, I can confirm that through the licensing workflow, as far as the liquor license is concerned, health and building have not signed off.
Okay. Health and building has not signed off.
Okay, and then Sergeant Ortiz, have we done background checks?
I have not, no.
Okay, is there any reason why we haven't done background checks?
Sorry, I apologize. As far as me, no, I have not done a background check, but PD has done a background check.
Okay, and what was the result of that?
I don't have have those findings don't get forwarded to me.
Okay.
Oh,
The findings, and
hold on,
approved
I'll
with no
refer
record.
Say that again?
repeat that, please?
It was approved, found by, the PD sent back that was no record.
Okay. Yeah, so yeah, so the fact that, you know, the city hasn't blessed off on this altogether, and I haven't even had the chance to talk to you two. I'd make a motion to defer this item.
Second.
Any questions or comments on that?
thank you, Chair. I would like to, at least if I can, I mean, I think we have to vote on it, but if I wanted to make an amendment to the motion, just to put a date on there, of a month or a month and a half, whatever. So not next PSNL, but possibly the next one after that, just so they have a timeline of when they can come back, because there is a lot to be done here. There's a lot of questions. There's more questions than answers. There's a lot of holes. The alder from the district hasn't spoken yet. Not too keen on the food truck idea. There's a lot of things that are in there that we need answers for, and if I don't know if I have to ask if Alder Fraser will yield for a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
That's appropriate. Were you just trying to do it for indefinitely, or for the next meeting, or the meeting after, or did you have an idea for a timeline for?
I like your idea of a meeting a month, because when is our next meeting?
So,
Sam?
Attorney Pomplin, would he have to amend his proposal if the seconder is okay with it?
Yeah, that'd be fine.
Okay, then I don't
That's
have to
fine.
do an amendment. You can do an amendment.
That's fine with me.
So,
Okay.
Sam, can we get that date?
Yeah, this would be, the next one is on the 15th of April, so the one after that would be 4/29. That would be within the closest to a month from it.
Okay. So I'd like to make an amendment to my motion that we defer this item until April 29th.
Second.
Any further questions or comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion approved. Next item?
Item 0110-26.
Alder Kelly, do we want the city clerk's office to tell the applicant what that means and when to be before this committee next?
Yes, please.
Please.
Sorry.
So the next meeting, it's not gonna be the next public safety license meeting, it'll be the one after. It's the April 29th at 5 PM, same room here again. You are required to appear for that public safety and licensing meeting, so.
Okay. Exactly. Thank you so much.
Have a good day.
Good day, thank you.
Thank you.
Item 0110-26, submitting a renewal application for a 2026-2027 motor vehicle towing license for Racine Recovery LLC, doing business as Racine Recovery, located at 2817 Eaton Lane, 7th District. There are no speakers on this one.
No speakers, okay. Any comments or questions?
Move to approve.
Okay.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Next item?
Item 0088-26, communication, submitting a new application for a cigarette, tobacco, and electronic vape device retail license for Douglas Depot LLC, doing business as Douglas Tobacco, located at 1615 Douglas Avenue, Khalid Assad, Agent, 4th District. This item was deferred from the last PSL. There are 4 speakers for this item.
Okay. Need to.
Swear them in, if you intend to take testimony, yes. So, if you could, excuse me, if you could raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you. You can put your hand down, and then if you could state your full name.
Khalid Assad. Okay, so, last time we deferred, we had a couple of problems with the building inspection that weren't finished yet. So I did go ahead and take care of everything. I got a licensed, plumber to finish off the, what was it? Listed on there was the, so I took care of all the inspections, like the fire extinguisher in the basement, replaced the rear door handle on the back door, the handrail for the stairs, the hair drain. We also got a licensed plumber and electrician
Everything is done, we just need an inspection coming through to finish the occupancy inspection. And then also, I think that's all I have for that. So all the concerns on the building inspection are taken care of now. I also wanted to speak of last week when we deferred to this week about there being many smoke shops or, cigarette license convenience stores in that area. I feel like this building has been vacant for over 20 years now. The street has looked run down for a long time. I've been there for a long time. My father actually sold Olympic Liquor, which is down the street, in 2006. Not one building in that area has actually improved or changed in that community. It all looks run down. I think the neighborhood itself needs new improvement and a little more life in the community. I plan to have already installed street cameras, street lights. I have new signage coming out there to brighten up the view over there. I have renovated the entire inside of the building, so everything looks really clean and nice. I feel like the entire area doesn't have one business that is up to date, looks very old. I'm honestly just, trying to bring a new specialty tobacco store to the community there. I know you guys say that there are tobacco licenses in the area, but none of them offer the range of cigars that can be sold in there, the range of roll your own tobacco. And, it definitely doesn't offer a lot of the products that I would offer in there. And Olympic is a convenient liquor and grocery store. I don't offer liquor, beer, or grocery. I would be in no fear of competition to those. Not JD's, not Citgo, not them. Those are gas station, beer, convenient liquor stores. I'm there to bring a new kind of specialty tobacco business in the neighborhood. And in my honest opinion, I just feel like it could use a better look there. It just has been like that for 30 years, just dead, no life, no good business, nothing put back into the community. It's the same thing I've seen for many years. My father did own multiple businesses on that street, so I've been there for a long time. I grew up in that community. I would like to make a change there.
Any questions from the committee?
We get verification from the clerk's office if those items have been taken care of.
Sure, sorry, bear with me one moment. Looks like we are waiting for fire and electrical, and that's it, fire and electric.
So we do have the inspectors coming out. We just finished everything last week, and the plumbing was finished yesterday and today. So we're just gonna have the inspectors come on and clarify what's being done in the business.
I would be willing to make a motion if there are no other questions.
I didn't know if you had any.
Oh, I'm sorry, there's people speak on it.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit ahead. Back up.
Next speaker, please.
Speakers, Tacoma, not here, Tacoma Smith?
I'm Sherrod.
No Tacoma Smith? Okay, just wanna make sure. All right, Larry Sherrod, 1639 Douglas Avenue, Christine, Wisconsin, 53404.
I need to go, man.
You do not.
I'm familiar with his father. I used to rent from his father, and I used to be head of security at Olympics. Just recently, his father sold both of those stores. He sold the other store. We had a lady there that was running clothing and I think it was like house and jewelry and stuff there. And she was trying to get a license or something to do it, but Jack wouldn't allow it because it would draw a problem with the kids. It's a lot of kids in that neighborhood. And I lived at 1639 Douglas, up over the store that his father used to own. He sold to Jack. And so I'm familiar with it. I don't know this one, but I know those two brothers. And I know Jack. I've been knowing Jack for years because I used to have a business, and I met Jack in Chicago, Illinois. When I lived in the arcade, the lady I was with was smoking weed, so I got evicted. And Jack fixed an apartment up for me up over his store. But my point is this here. It was a man before I left Olympics, it was, I had to leave, have cancer, so I do dialysis. And there was a guy asked me about the store. And the store is still vacant next to Jack's store and in between Tony Riccio Printing. And he wanted to put smoke shop or something there. And Jack told him that it wouldn't be feasible because the amount of rent that he was gonna charge for that space, because it's a large space. And so it's been, before I left the store, the biggest problem we had was kids standing out front. I used to go out all the time, and they trying to get somebody to buy them a Black and Mild or a Swisher Sweet or whatever these things. And so I don't know this one. I don't know, anything about the business you want to open, but to be right there on that corner, if you go by there, you'll see that area. And basically, the store he converted used to be an apartment because it's in between two apartments. And the guy was trying to sell me the building on the end when I was working for Jack. And now I think he related to this guy. And I've had problems with that guy because I had a BMW 750, and Tony Riccio Printing is a very close guy to me. So I put my car in the back. When I put my car in the back, the car was for sale. He has a tree business, and there's so much junk back there. Go look for yourself. And I asked the guy, I said, could you please do me a favor? Do not block that car in because that's an expensive car, and I'm trying to offload that car. He went off on me, cursed me out the whole 9 yards. So I called the police, and they told me that the only business is private property, and that I would have to handle it myself. And I said, I'm retired from the United States Navy, and I'm a Waukegan police officer. I used to be. And our police handle the situation. It shouldn't be a one-on-one. But getting back to putting a smoke shop there, I don't see any beneficial to that neighborhood to put another smoke shop there. You got all that other stuff going on there with all those. That's a route the kids come all the time. They didn't even have it at the store. Only 3 kids in that store at one time, and no book bags allowed in the store. And they hang out. I'm not at the store anymore. Those kids hang out on that street all the time. And right down from there is a telephone place and Smart Assets. And in that building right there, it's those people rely off Olympics, JD, those stores, because they don't set income. They're on Social Security, they don't have cars, and most of them don't ride a bus. So, for my opinion of putting a smoke shop there, I don't see it beneficial for that neighborhood.
Thank you.
Can I make a small comment about that? Am I allowed to at any time?
Excuse me?
Can I make a small comment at all, or should I wait for the other speakers?
I think we can do the other speakers.
Yeah.
Speaker, John Zaremba, 1639 Douglas Avenue, Racine.
I'm basically gonna say the same thing. I live at 1639, I do depend on Olympic Liquor for my grocery stores, I don't have a car, got some bad knees, bad backs, can't get very far. And it is already saturated with smoke shops already. I mean, stand on the street, I can see 3 of them. Last meeting, you said there's 6 in a 3-block area. I just don't see a need for another smoke shop. That's it.
Thank you.
That is all the speakers. This is, the first one that wasn't out here.
Oh, sorry, I apologize for being late. I just got off the road from Waukesha. I apologize.
Tacoma Smith?
Aldrina.
I'm sorry.
Aldrina Smith.
I'm so sorry. 1639 Douglas Avenue, Racine 53404.
Yes. I'm the property manager at Smart Asset Realty, and that building right there is where all the tenants live, and they mostly elderly people, handicapped people. They rely on Olympia store and the other stores down the way. That area used to be really, really a bad area. We pretty much cleaned it up a little bit with the help of the police department and me, because I run my mouth and I'll call them in a minute.
when something ain't going on right, especially the dope dealers, the dope users, the prostitution, you name it, was all there. It's pretty much getting cleaned up over there now. We don't have all that no more. We got a daycare across the street with small kids. We got a beauty salon across the street, and kids be in there. My concern is the safety for the kids and the elderly people. I just don't see no need for us to have another one. We got one right down there on High Street. And that's walking distance. They can go down there. We got them all over. What are we needing another one for? We don't. And I'm just afraid for the kids and the elderly people. They have talked to me in the building. They don't want to come to voice their opinion because half of them is, I'm gonna be honest with you, half of them is not that educated, but they still people, and I care about them, and I just don't want nothing happening to them, and I just don't feel it's no need for us to have another one. We're fine where we are. Okay?
Thank you. Okay. Any questions or
I have a
comments from the
question
committee?
for the attorney's office. Has any of the zoning changed recently?
So the zoning has not been approved by Common Council. There has to be a public hearing. I'm not certain on the exact timing of that, when that's currently to be scheduled. There was a zoning ordinance change that went through Planning, Heritage, and Design Committee. I believe that was a few weeks ago at this point, but it has not changed the zoning ordinances because only Common Council can change the zoning ordinances. Planning, Heritage, and Design, they kind of act like the other standing committees, even though it's not technically a standing committee when it comes to zoning things. So it's when Common Council makes that approval and the ordinance is published is when it would go into effect, and that has not happened yet.
Okay, thank you.
Can the clerk's office provide clarification? I thought that there was a hearing for that scheduled for the next Common Council meeting, a public hearing, or is that something else?
I'm not positive on that one. I'd have to give a little bit on that one.
I did a search in Legistar. I did not see anything scheduled,
okay.
so I don't know.
I can get back to you.
Yeah.
But still, technically, right now, all the final approvals haven't been given.
Right.
They have not been given. It sounds like they've been scheduled, but while we were sitting here, I looked up in our kind of software that we use to track all the building permits and election and water and plumbing, and it's not signed off in yet, and the permit has not been issued. It sounds like the applicant has said that is imminent, but it is not as of right now.
So if the committee were to decide to approve, it would be a conditional and/or we could defer. Or, I mean, it would be, how would that work?
Yes, so, yeah, I guess the committee could do a conditional approval, contingent on it passing these things prior to the zoning ordinance changing. They also could defer and wait until the building permits are issued. Once the building permit is issued, the location would be grandfathered in. So it's just whichever one happens first. So a conditional approval would be appropriate, a deferral would be appropriate.
We defer it to the next PSNL meeting.
That would be, I believe Sam said, was that April 11th?
April 15th.
April 15th would be the next PSNL meeting.
That's right after the new council.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry, did you have something? I interrupted earlier.
No, you
Sorry.
already asked what I was gonna ask.
Walter Frazier, do you have anything?
No.
For entertain a motion this time.
I would make a motion to defer until all the permits are in. And I understand the applicant said that it's imminent, and he has done a great deal of work, it appears. But in all fairness, we have normally waited till we have everything checked off. That's why I'd make a motion to defer till the next meeting.
Second.
Any discussion on that motion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Next item. Did you want to explain to him?
So the next PSL, public safety licensing is gonna be on April 15th, 2018. So same room, same time, 5 o'clock, you are required to appear for that.
You know, that's what's gonna happen then?
It would be too premature to answer that.
I think,
I'm sorry, say it again?
We'll go through the
Yeah.
process, basically the same process.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I give,
Item 0177, communication requesting the appearance of Alexia Gates, agent for Parleys on Main LLC, doing business as Parleys on Main LLC, located at 240 Main Street, pursuant to a formal expression of concern, and also requesting the consideration of rescinding the formal expression of concern.
Swear her in?
Yes, and I have a little bit longer of a preamble I have to read as well. If you could raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you. You can put your hand down, and then if you could state your full name.
Alexia Gates.
All right, Ms. Gates, so you've been required to appear before this committee because the committee received notice of one or more concerning incidents at your establishment. As a result, the committee has issued a formal expression of concern against you under Section 6-27 of the ordinance. You are issued 2 within a 6-month period, or 3 or more in a 1-year period. You will be referred to the city attorney's office for potential disciplinary proceedings, including possible suspension and/or revocation of your liquor license. You're going to have an opportunity to address the committee and tell the committee how you intend to correct the issues going forward. You do not have to discuss any specific incidents unless you wish. That is the preamble.
Okay. Go ahead.
All right, so I handed out a corrective action plan that we plan to implement immediately. We do have a staff meeting on Sunday, and that is when we will move forward with everything that we've outlined on the document. So one of the first thing on here is the age restriction after 8 p.m. We will be increasing that to only 21 and up after 8 p.m., Monday through Sunday. Security presence. We did have a host at the door, but we will have a bouncer as well, Monday through Sunday, and we will be getting private security as well, Friday through Sunday, during the late evening hours of around 7 p.m. to midnight. ID verification procedures, we are looking into getting a real ID scanner, just so we can keep track of who's coming in and out of our building, and we can have that information readily available for law enforcement as well. Staff training and protocol reinforcement. This Sunday, we have a staff meeting. Everything will be addressed on here: de-escalation, proper ID verification, crowd management, and immediate escalation procedures, so they can know when you do see, or if you feel like anything is going to escalate, when patrons please just call law enforcement to be preventative and be ahead of it versus reactive. Also, we have a law enforcement engagement protocol outlined on here, and that's just saying what our staff will be instructed to do and when. And I would also like to highlight that we have a zero tolerance disturbance policy. So anyone who has caused any physical disturbances or have had any violent behavior or simply not listening to the rules and expectations of our establishment, they will not be permitted back in our establishment. And we do have a list of those. Some come with photos, some just come with names. The bouncer and the security will be, it's a collective team effort, so I won't just say the bouncer and security, because if for some reason the bouncer and security doesn't know that someone is not supposed to be in the premises, I, as well as other leadership in the building, will be able to attest to that and let them know that they need to be immediately removed. So that is just our corrective action plan based on the concerns that were brought forth.
Thank you. Any questions?
If it pleases the committee, I would like to hear from Alder Frazier first, just since he's the alder of the district.
Okay.
So I actually have questions for Sergeant Ortiz. Looking at the call logs, and I don't have it in front of me. I don't know. Trying to get it pulled up. So there was a big brawl outside, but that happened outside the bar. and it stated that no one from Parlay called. It was just like bystanders.
So, we had one on the ninth, there was a noise complaint that came on the ninth, people being outside. The report documented approximately 15 to 20 people playing loud music, being rowdy, and then some vehicles that were blocking traffic. And at that point, as cops arrived, they started to disperse. And then that incident resulted with, license premise check, and then the bartender not having a, bartender license with them. He advised he did have it, but it was expired, the one that he did have, so we did not have a physical copy of the updated one. And then the second one, same thing, people outside, this one was multiple callers, they were fighting. As we got on scene, same thing, everybody started leaving. And then at that point, they go to do a license premise check. They speak to someone inside, and they advise that the party did not come from Parlay. But after we reviewed video, they clearly came from Parlay. There was a fight that took place. It was in the middle of the street. But yeah, the problem is we're not getting any calls from the bar. All the calls that are coming are from bystanders, people who are seeing stuff. So we want to be proactive as far as we see any problems, and we're not getting that from Parlays right now. The other calls that we've had, same thing from last meeting that we discussed, nothing is being proactive. Yeah, they're being cooperative when we get there, but we're not getting a proactive from them as far as when they're seeing a problem that's starting to happen.
Okay, and then thanks, Sam. The last one was about 'cause my attendance kind of went up, about a minor in the bar. 26-8661.
Yeah, that was a caller who advised that he picked their underage child from Parlay on Main, who was highly intoxicated. The party that made that complaint, we were unable to speak to them. So we just documented the report just because it generated a call from the bar, but we were unable to make contact with them.
So was that ever verified?
No, that was unsuccessful. We couldn't make contact with the parent that called it in.
Okay. So here's what I'll say. Me and Alexia talk on a regular basis. I know that she has been out sick for the last month, essentially. She's been in and out the hospital, so she hasn't, really been there. And nor should she have to. Her and I have worked together for years and have known each other for half of our lives. So I can speak to her character, and I trust that the plan that she has, because she did share with me, that she will implement it and that her staff will be trained. As far as the proactiveness with Parlay, between Parlay and the police department, I think with this plan, she'll take the necessary steps. So I don't really have any concerns, especially considering that these events are not happening in the bar. To my understanding, the large fight was between two people who were in the bar. They were asked to leave. They left, and then they proceeded to have their physical altercation outside. So I don't really have any concerns. I know that on paper it looks like a lot, but I trust Alexia to take care of this.
Any other comments or?
I would be willing to make a motion if not.
I mean, one of them even is, after reviewing city-owned cameras, it was learned the individuals involved in the fight were patrons from Parlay on Main Street. So, this is obviously not calls coming from the bar itself, and I am impressed by the kind of action, but I think that there's still, there's something that we have to consider here, which is we have that formal exception of return granted this license. I mean, how long has this establishment been open? Can the clerk's office or city attorney help me with that? Let's put you on the spot. It was sometime at some point last year, mid to late last year.
We have, the application was The final action on the application was the Common Council approving on August 6th of 2025.
Okay.
I don't know what date they actually opened, but that would have been the date that they were approved to open, was August 6th of last
It
year.
was in September.
December. So I think it's also important to remember that what Sergeant Cruz is telling us here, that we've not seen that proactiveness. Yes, they have a plan in place, but if this were a different business in front of us, are we going to vote for a formal expression of concern and allow them to get their bearings together, even with that in place? So that's just where I'm coming from. But this is concerning. I can understand Alder Frazier's point, but we still do have to look out for those things that are going on. And I believe I interrupted Alder Pete. I apologize in the process of making a motion.
Well,
That's
I'd
all I
like
could-
to
Oh,
make a
Chair
comment
Kelly
if you're
would like
done.
to, yes.
Okay. So the formal expression of concern is from items that were our previous
Mhm.
reports, correct? So just kind of speeding forward, I noticed several dates on our future list here that we haven't even looked at. So, you know, if I had to vote, I would probably have to stick with that formal expression of concern. Comment. Okay, anyone else, or?
So,
Go ahead.
so who's talk? Is it me or I don't know who's talking?
No, you can go ahead, Alder Frazier.
Oh, sorry. So here's what I'll say. I'm all about fairness and holding people accountable, but I'm also about consistency. We've brought bars in, they presented plans to us, and then we've rescinded formal expressions of concern. We've also had bars who've had issues, we've brought them in, and we've sent them to Good Neighbors meeting. Considering that we really don't have anything that is tied to the bar, I'm not so sure. I'm not going to vote in favor of receiving and filing because we don't have anything to tie um, anything to the bar. Because if that were the case, then we should have did the same thing for Doobies, and we didn't do that. So my biggest thing is we have to be fair and be consistent. Pueblo, Wisconsin came with a plan, and we rescinded the formal expression of concern. I think that in all fairness, let's give her an opportunity to implement the plan, train her staff, and then see where it goes.
I will make a motion to rescind the formal expression of concern.
I'll second that.
Okay. All those in favor?
Right.
Aye.
I didn't mean I, like, yes, I meant like I was gonna say something, but.
Okay, I'm sorry, well,
It's okay. I would be more in favor of if not receiving a filing of maybe a Good Neighbors meeting, just to make sure that they have the tools and resources. What's outlined, yes, but if there's anything more that they can get from the police department, so I'm not gonna be voting in favor of this.
so, can we do a roll call vote? That's okay? Okay,
Alder Pete,
Aye.
Alder Pavone,
No.
Alder Frazier.
Aye.
and I'll be voting no. Okay. Motion fails. Another, motion?
I don't think we've ever had time. We're voting now.
Kind of too late.
Yeah. If we have a tie, does it automatically fail?
Tie, if it's a tie, the motion fails.
Okay.
So we have to start over.
Well, we have to start the motion process over. We
Right,
have
the
to start
motion
the whole thing
process.
over. Yeah.
No, I don't mean the whole, okay.
Can the city attorney's office clarify that, if with the Good Neighbors meeting, it does not count as a strike, is that correct?
So it would not.
Right. So that's why I was in favor of doing that. I don't think there's anything wrong with having those talks and the resources and opportunities, and then really already the plan that they have, plus that, it can't hurt anything. In fact, it might even strengthen it. It doesn't count as a strike and allows them the opportunity for corrective action. Now, should something happen after that, that's a discussion for this committee at that time, but That is why I would be in favor of doing a motion to have them have a good neighbors meeting.
May I,
Yes.
if the maker of that is, I don't know if this is out of school, but, in light of that conversation that we had previously about the Good Neighbors meeting, I would like to maybe kind of make sure that this Good Neighbors meeting happens within the next 30 days, if that's doable.
Technically,
It would have to be after
seconded,
the
right?
30 after the common council, but yes.
Okay,
Can I
sooner than later.
still amend it even though it wasn't seconded just yet? Or does it have to be seconded and then I can?
No, you can amend it, you can withdraw the motion and remake it if you
Would
want.
like to withdraw the motion and a motion to have a good neighbors meeting within 30 days after the common council meeting, is it?
Yes.
How did you word it? Okay. That's how I'd like to do it.
Okay.
Is it second?
Second,
Second.
okay. Any other discussion? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Clerk's office would like to explain the,
So the next common council meeting is the 17th of this month. So within 30 days, I believe that it is organized by the attorney's office for the
The applicant typically calls to set up Good Neighbors meetings, so please give me a call and we'll get you on the schedule.
okay.
And then I'll give you a business card so you know where to call.
I think one thing you want to make sure you understand is that it's not a strike against, it's to
Yes,
help
sir.
you implement the plan.
Understood. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next item?
Item 0170-26, communication for the licenses premise board.
For the license premise report, nothing big. Obviously, the videos that made it on Facebook, in reference to the fight, the parlays on Main that we discussed. Other than that, we did put a tavern squad, well, we added numbers to the tavern squad, and part of their job is to go out and they're gonna start doing random, license premise checks. So where you see in the report, it says like officer self-dispatch, that's what that is. This officer just going out to different bars throughout the city, some bars that we haven't really gone to, any calls for service, we're just gonna make sure that they're up to date, everything is good. And it's gonna be doing random, it's not gonna be targeted at certain bars, it's just randomly throughout their shift. As officers get in their areas that they're not, too busy, they'll go ahead and perform those as they go. Besides that, that's all I have.
I have a question on Saturday, March 7th, what was going on at Case of Soul?
So Take the Soul, they were dispatched there for unwanted parties. They assisted in removing the problematic parties, which, that's all I really got from the report. I know there was a video that came out in reference to some fights, but I don't know if that was tied to that call. It's just that, based on the report that I had, couldn't say that that fight was linked or if it wasn't. But, the parties left upon officers, as officers were there, and then turned their lights on, and then parties started moving along. So I didn't get a fight.
Have anything?
Not me.
We haven't normally, sorry, I'm mumbling to myself over here. Is there anything that is of particular concern to you that you would like to bring to the committee's attention?
So the only thing I would bring is, the parlays on Main. It's just that it started to develop a little bit of a pattern. That's one thing that I'm concerned about. Because we've had those patterns happen with other bars where, yes, it's creating calls for service, and then, yeah, there's big fights, yeah, there's crowd that's hanging around, but it's not really inside the bar where they're coming, and they're hanging on that area. I just don't want parlays to go in that same route. I understand I didn't get to see the list that you guys got, but, yeah, they're implementing stuff, and that's all we really want. But at the same time, we want them to be able to, like, they need to call us to let us know when they have issues, versus having 6, 7 other people call us, and then they're like, okay, no, this has nothing to do with us, I'm not doing anything. And like we mentioned in, that last fight, when officers made contact with them, they said, hey, was anything going on inside here, anything happened? They're like, oh, no, those guys weren't even from here. But after looking at the city cameras, that was a lie, because we clearly see them come out of the bar as they're doing their thing, and they go back inside the bar, and they come back out, and they start fighting. More people from inside the bar then come out. Then, once we get there, everybody's running. So that's my only thing with parlays. I want it to be successful, but at the same time, I don't want it to going in that same pattern that it's going now. If there's something that's being brought up, and it's just, okay, we're gonna implement this, and then by the time it gets summertime, and now we're gonna go back to square one, we don't have anything in place to try and make them to do something different.
I have a question for the city attorney.
Yes.
So when you meet with them, are you, the both of you are gonna be coordinating at this meeting, or is it just the city attorney's office?
Nope, it is the city attorney and then whichever departments are at issue. So, at the parlays, it would be with the police department.
And would you be able to report back to this committee, since it seems to kind of be a repeated pattern here on what the outcome is?
Yeah, I think I will have to check if we can do that under the licensed premise report or if we need a separate agenda item.
Okay.
But either way, I can get a report in front of the committee.
Okay, let us know if we need to put in a separate item for that. Would.
Will do.
Okay.
Everything considering, that what we called them in with the previous license premise report for that, now we have new items on here. But with the, Good Neighbors meeting and the fact that the city attorney's office has to speak with them and Sergeant Cruz can then express his concerns, at that, I don't think that it would be necessary to file a formal expression of concern on ones on here, just knowing what we just happened from the previous one, but that would be up to the rest of my committee members if they wanted to file it or not.
I don't see any need.
Okay.
I think
No.
we should go with the process work first.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there's anything else on here that I see that is jumping out at me.
Did you have something, Alder Fraser?
Sergeant Cruz, I have a question for you, unrelated to all of this. So when businesses reach, and it's probably more of a phone call, but I got a meeting in like 10 minutes. When businesses reach out to me about questions to like improve their business and their security, is it okay if I copy you on emails and have you as a point of contact along with Officer Draves?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, you could add me to those emails, then I'm good. I talk to James a lot, so we can, if something that we need to schedule, we can do something.
Oh, okay. I mean, I don't want to blow up your inbox either. So,
No, it's fine. We get enough emails. I'll review them. It's not an issue.
okay, I appreciate it.
Entertain a motion to approve?
Move to approve.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Bye.
Motion passes. Next item?
Item 0171-26, communication requesting any consideration, any formal expression of concern or other actions pursuant to the police report.
Have any items?
Based on the report, no.
Okay.
Do we receive and file that, or?
Yeah,
Yes.
Will we receive and file it?
Receive
Move to
them.
receive and file.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. I believe all of our agenda items are exhausted, so
We are
we are
officially
adjourned.
adjourned.
Ooh-ha. All right.
When we were, the